Yo, what's up, guys? How you guys doing? I would like to thank you guys for tuning in to Only the Realist. I hope that you guys have all had a wonderful day out there, and be mindful that this reading will not resonate with every single one of you. There are millions of energies on planet Earth, and without further ado, we're gonna jump right in. This is going to be a you versus your person reading, okay? And we're gonna start off with you. So let us begin. All right. All right, we have the Eight of Swords with the King of Wands. Okay, so there's this feeling of being trapped, or like this claustrophobic feeling of of what's not opening, right? When it comes to you and this connection here. Okay, um, we have the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so I see here that there is a a a a response to emotion when it comes to this person, okay? And 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 not a response like you're in an argument, but just a response as in like um, the attractiveness is there, okay? The attractiveness is there. All right. We have the World, okay? Closing out a cycle. It's good. A completion of a cycle, I should say. And we have the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck. There's something that you've learned here within this connection. Okay, there's something that you've learned, and you have been granted a opportunity um, to make this uh, not so bleak, I guess you could say, right? I mean, you do have a sense of um, not fear, but scarcity, right? There's uh, an unknown type of energy that's coming in from you. Okay, we have the Ten of Swords. With endings come new beginnings, and we have the Queen of Swords. Okay, all right. So you're in a very nonchalant energy, right? Like there's little that someone could tell you that can make you, you know, do something else other than what you're going to do, okay? Uh, there is a new beginning here, okay? And I feel like there was some turbulence that was going on here, okay? We have the Ten of Pentacles, but things are changing, okay? With the Empress, yeah. You would like to nurture this connection here, okay? There's a lot that you plan to build upon this connection here with the Ten of Pentacles, all right? It's you're seeing what you can create with this person, and and the attractiveness is there, right? The um what you can see is there as well, right? Um in regards of that attractiveness. Um we have the Ace of Pentacles, the ultimate with fulfillment of opportunity. This is good. And or financial stability. And we have the Lovers at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, there's this connection here between you two. But there's a lot going on in your head. Okay, there's a lot going on in your head about this. Okay, Five of Swords. The fight is over. Yeah, this is someone that you have a lot of love for, but there's been this back and forth energy from you both. Okay, um, we have the Hangman at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so there's been a change in perspective. All right, so this could have started off like really, really rough, and then like, it starts to ease itself out with, judgment of selves and understanding, and the fact that there's just love here and that nothing can come between this connection. Okay, we have the Six of Wands. Yeah, this is that rejuvenation of energy. Okay, and we have the Page of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, it's that slow pace back to, what I mean? And this didn't even have to be anything. It could have just been two people that fell off that, you know, realized, hey, this is a connection, you know. Um, so it's this is good though, okay? Okay. And I see here that you're rejuvenating your energy, and there's this slow but sure emotional energy that's just building. Okay, it's just building up. All right, and we have the Eight of Wands. Okay, the universe is asking for you to not move. Okay, wait for the answer, the message, or the sign before you proceed forward. All right, and then we have the Four of Pentacles. Feeling like you know, you don't have enough. Okay, feeling like you don't have enough to offer. Um, that could be, you know, a a part of this as well. Not knowing your own worth. But let's check out your person here. Okay, your person's here in the energy of the Magician. All right, with the King of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So I feel like you're doing way too much. Like you're thinking about too much. This person's like strategizing on a way to create this connection, and you're just you're in your head about this, and that's okay. It's natural, it's normal for one or the other party to be in their head, and then the other one trying to figure out how to bring it together. It's completely natural. um but this is good. You know what I mean? See, there we go. There's that aggressiveness. We have the Knight of Swords. Okay, with the Six of Swords. Yeah, they want to calm this down. They want to come towards you, right? But they want this to be at peace, right? They want to know that this is going to be my place of peace that I'm sailing to, right? Like, um, but yeah, there's a lot of forward energy, okay? And we have the Seven of Cups, but this person does have options, okay? With the Wheel of Fortune. So they are coming into this new, right? As yourself, you've come through a completion. Um, they're coming into a new cycle, okay? So a lot of this is gonna have to do with their options and you, okay? So what you do in this time has a lot to do with how this person is going to perceive this connection. All right. It just is what it is, right? I mean, we're all offered options at one point or another in our lives, and it's up to us to take them or leave them. But we do have an option to look through them to see if they are um, you know, a reason, if they could be a reasonable part of our lives, right? Um, that's crazy. Okay. Not only was it at the bottom of the deck, now it's here in the reading here with the Wheel of Fortune for your person, okay? And then we have the Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck, which is the ultimate wish fulfillment of communication. So this opening is going to bring them to forward to communicate to you on a more, you know, um, personal level, um, for a connection, right? All right, and then we have the Three of Cups. All right, okay, with the Judgment at the bottom of the deck. All right, so there's an aha moment here for your person, okay, and there's a celebration of coming together here with your person, um, and this is really 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 good here, okay, because um, in a sense I feel like they are also feeling this coming togetherness with you, right? Like, let's move this together. But as we all know, time has its own, or life has its own timeline, and the things that we might want to do at that time may not come together in that simulation at that time. So, but this is there, right? This is definitely there. Okay. All right, and we have the Nine of Wands. Yeah, with the Page of Swords. Okay. Yeah. So your little emotional push, while your little emotional push is going on, their, right? Their mental push is going on, right? The things that they're thinking about, the things that they would like to, you know, um, put into motion, right? There is this with the page of this beginning communication, right? Guards being dropped with the Nine of Wands, and then we have the communication that comes in. May just be a hey, maybe, you know, they are, you know, in your environment with you and they stop by, and just um everyone has their own journey, and all of these signs and and things will come together as they should along your own, right? Look at that, Five of Pentacles. All right, with the Queen of Pentacles. All right, so yeah, they just need time to to think about things, right? Their guards were way high. Okay, they had these abandonment issues of being left out in the cold, and they haven't really sat down and thought about themselves um, in life as an experience, and I think this is going to be really good for them, um, just because at times we don't know how people are perceiving us, and that's fine, right? But at the same time, it has a lot to do with, you know, how we project ourselves to the world, right? Sometimes we may have issues with ourselves that we internally don't see, right? But others are able to see that within us and help us to, you know, scrub that out or remove that, throw that to the side, with either what they tell us or what they do in their lives that we see that promotes healthiness within our minds, right? A lot of things that honestly we don't see within ourselves that others can see. And it's good when we are able to evaluate that and sit down with ourselves and sit for 30 or minutes or an hour, and say, hey man, like these are some things that need to be done, right? Um, these are some things that need to be helped within yourself that don't allow you to physically, verbally, psychologically, mentally, hurt others or even hurt ourselves, right? These things are very important because it's like it's exactly like this. It's like you're mature, right? You hurt someone physically, verbally, or mentally, or whatever. And you know that you did that, but you sit back and those thoughts that are running through your head that are saying, you did wrong, you hurt that person, you said this in the wrong way. That is how we are learning from ourselves, how we are evaluating what is real within ourselves and what is not real within ourselves, and what others can see within ourselves that we cannot see within ourselves. Um, those are very important things to know, that when you are capable and mature enough to sit with yourself and say, I messed up, I did wrong, I I I I know that I can fix this within myself. I know that I cannot fix the situation. The situation has already happened, but the experience is what has given the knowledge to be able to sit down and say these things to ourselves. The power within the experience. We have the sun and we have the temperance. See, these feelings and these emotions and this reality that your person is seeing with realization, understanding, um, and 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 why it's there that way. They are coming into that. Okay, this is good. Okay, give them a little space, time. They'll come around, and this gives you also time to evaluate, you know, your emotions, to regulate your emotions, right? All right, let's check out your mutual energies. Okay, mutual energies. All right, we have the Two of Swords, okay, with the Six of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, for both of you guys, there's this crossroad that you're at right now, right? Both of you guys are at this crossroad. Which direction should I go, or even how would I even know if I'm going down the right direction if I'm blinded and I cannot see, and I am in this emotional um uh uh, uh internal awakening, right? Allow that, right? And this is for both of you. You are both feeling as if the world has created this block for you both, but the block is the answer to removing it. Let's check out your other mutual energies. Okay. All right. And we have the Queen of Swords with the Seven of Wands. Yeah. There's this gathering here, okay? Both of you guys are gathering everything that you can when it comes to emotions, your mental, your finances, your your ability to be who you are, your love, your kindness, your energy, your support. You're gathering that all because at a time you felt like you didn't have that. Okay, you feel like anyone that you would have come to would have rejected you because you felt like you didn't have that. Or maybe you were in fear that they could see that you didn't have that. But you did have that. It was just something that you and your person were not um, showing to others, right? Um, and life has a great way of helping us hide who we are because of the experiences that we have had that create this boundary around certain things that we were able to express freely, but now we are not because of certain experiences that led us to believe that we were not supposed to be doing this or not supposed to be saying that or not supposed to be feeling this or not supposed to be feeling that and really just ripping. Life has a really good way of ripping every single thing out of us, but it is up to us to understand that not only were they not ripped out of us, they were just replaced with other things. And although replacing things and working through things are completely different things, it's not really, I mean, you know, growing until we mature. We don't have those tools to be able to say, well, this is what I'm going to work on because this is like this. No, we go through life, and as we go through life, we learn those things that we see which are hindering us, right? It would be very difficult for us to do that. Um, but being able to see while you are young is not something that is impossible to do, right? There are many young individuals, as of myself, that grew up as children that knew and understood certain things about life when it comes to maturity and decision making. We got that down pretty early in life, and again, that just has to do with what kind of person you are and what kind of experience you are having that affects who you are on that experience. Um, you know, because it's like that saying, like you can take somebody else and put them in your shoes, but they may not understand the experience of your life's experience, right? So I can go through a whole hard experience and put somebody else in my shoes to so they can do it, but it's not 100% possibility that they'll be able to accomplish that same experience as I did. All right, let's check out your overall energy and what you guys are supposed to be doing. This one's for you. Okay. Yeah, there we go. The High Priestess with the Lovers. Okay. You know that this is your space, right? This is your God energy here. Okay. You're able to open yourself to see what it is you need to see to create a positive environment for this connection. Because that is what the emotional space does for us when we have an opening for someone. We allow ourselves to see what hurts the connection and we eventually allow ourselves to fix what hurts the connection if we are mature enough within ourselves to say that that is what we would like in our connection. And your person, their overall energy and what they're supposed to be doing, okay, yeah, standing up for themselves and putting in the work. Yeah, putting in the work. This is good. This is a good connection here. I see two individuals doing what they need to do to create a safe, healthy, understanding, and responsible connection. This is good. Okay. Anyways, guys, that's all that I have for you guys. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. I would really like to hear what you guys have to say. And if you guys have been with the gang, I love you guys so much. I love you guys. You guys have a good night and Monistique, okay? I completely forgot what I was gonna say at the end, but